All right, it's time for another episode of Michael Jordan Record Collection, where we look at some of the Michael Jordan cards that broke or almost broke all-time records in the most recent Fanatics weekly auction that ended on June 29th. These weekly auctions always end on Sunday. We've got 6 brand new records here, not a PSA 10 deluge. This is going to be cards of all makes and models and different grading companies and different grades. And we're going to start with a card that broke a record in a certain grade, and we're going to finish with the same card breaking another record in a certain grade. And I've been telling you guys about this card ever since we did the hierarchy and just how damn rare the card is. Y'all didn't believe me. I'm telling you, it's doing things now. It's finally catching up to where it should be. You're going to want to watch this video. Don't miss anything.
See why Card Ladder is the industry leader in sports card data. We know what you want because Card Ladder was created by collectors for collectors. Card Ladder. Join the innovators, not the imitators.
Hey guys, Bryan with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with another episode of Jordan Record Collection. Let's not waste any time. This will be short, I promise you. We're going to talk about 6 broken records. Then we're going to talk about 2 cards that both sold in a PSA 8 grade, and I don't understand why one of them is selling for as much as the other. And I just want to get your thoughts, and I just want to shed a little light on it and kind of talk through some of the numbers because it's always fun to do. You know, find Michael Jordan cards that are either overvalued, undervalued, etc., etc. All right, here we go. This is the card. This is the card I've been telling everybody about. It's so much more rare than people realize. It's not the only one that I've been harping about, but this is one of the cards. It's the 1996 Skybox Z-Force Vortex in a PSA 9. This card on June 29th, last night. I'm recording this on Monday, so last night this card sold in Fanatics Weekly Auction number 180. For $3,600, guys. That is a huge jump over just 15 days ago when it sold for $3,075. Go ahead and look at what the damn thing was worth on January 1st, New Year's Day, $2,300. It's jumped $1,300 since then. Let me show you why. This is why. There's 11 PSA 10s out there. That's a $7,000 card. Honestly, the next one will probably sell for $10,000 if I had to guess. The PSA 9 is a pop 30. It's been graded 182 times by PSA in 29 years. 182 times by PSA. 330 times total. Look at the gem rate for BGS. Zilch. Look at the gem rate for PSA. There's 11 of them, 6%. What I've been trying to say, super rare card on the rise, on the move. Check it out. Grab yours now. Next, we've got an Electrifying PSA 8 sale, which was a very high sale. And then we've got an Ultra Abilities Superstar PSA 8, which was also a very, very good sale. Let me show you what I'm talking about here and why one of these cards, I believe, it's one or the other. Either one of them's overpriced and one of them's underpriced. It's one of those two, or it might be a little bit of both, I guess, right? That's always the dilemma we're doing here. But this is the 1998 Fleer Electrifying, and I want to be very clear. I absolutely love this card. You got to have this card in your collection, some grade or another, but this is a card you can go grab at any given time in any given grade. Let me show you what I mean by that. This card last night, look at this. This is the all-time list, okay? So here we are, 2021's a bubble, right? Let's look at the same card. Here we are in 2021, there's a bubble, right? But the card has come all the way down since the bubble, and then now it's going all the way back up and approaching bubble-type prices. That's what we see on this graph. Look at this. Look at this over the last, let's say, 2 years. 33 sales of this Electrifying in a PSA 8 grade. This is the second highest sale of the last 33 sales over the last 24 months. It sold last night for $2,400. This is the Adidas, this is the, I almost said Adidas Superstar. This is the Ultra Abilities Superstar. It sold half as many times over the last 24 months, and this is the second highest sale over the last 24 months. So far we're similar, except half as many sales of the Superstar. Let me show you why there's half as many sales. Look at the pop of the Electrifying in a PSA 8. It's a pop 155, but what I want you to pay more attention to is this right here, total population. How many total times has this card been graded? 1,097. How many total times do you think this Superstar has been graded? 236. 1/4 as many. You're talking about a significantly more rare card. Now, look, Aesthetics are part of the game here. This is a great looking card. The Electrifying is a great looking card. There's no doubt about it. The graph looks the same, but look, it's not like this Ultrability Superstar is an ugly card. It's die cut. It's the biggest brother, right? The starter, the all-star, and then the superstar. The superstar is the big brother. It's from 97 Ultra. It's a great product. This is from 1998 Fleer. It's a great product. I get it. Both of those are blue blood, great products from the 90s. I just think it doesn't make any sense for this PSA 8 to be the exact same sale price. It sold for $23.10. It sold for less. I think this doesn't make any sense to me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Sorry, those aren't breaking records, but those cards are both doing really, really well right now, as most Jordan cards are. And I just thought when I saw these two together, I was like, why is this card that's so rare selling for less than this card that's really easy to come across? And I guess it just comes down to aesthetics. And this is a great looking card. I mean, I can't argue with that, right? If you want to pay the same price, pay it. Season's Best. You're not going to believe this. The Topps Season's Best, not the Topps Chrome, but the Topps Season's Best in Fuego PSA 10 just broke an all-time record, and it wasn't really close. This card has been selling for what lately? What's this card been selling for? $1,100, $900, $900. Last night it sold for $1,620. This is a great starter piece for any Michael Jordan collector who's looking to collect hierarchy type cards, inserts, and parallels from the 90s. Because you could pick up PSA 9s, PSA 8s, and BGS 9.5s significantly under the four-figure mark, right? But not anymore on the PSA 10s. It looks like that has crossed the $1,000 threshold for good, and it doesn't look like it's coming back anytime soon. Again, there's plenty of these out there, right? $299 pop in PSA 10. All-time record broken last night on Fanatics weekly auction for the Enfuego right there. Next, we've got an Electrifying PSA 5. I told you the card was easy to come by. The PSA 5 broke an all-time record last night. Somebody paid $13.50 for a PSA 5 copy. This is a card that sells, it grades really well. It's got a 16% gem rate. The vast majority of the cards grade 9 or 10. And somebody paid $1,300 for a PSA 5. There's only 3 worse graded PSA cards. This doesn't make sense to me. This reeks of someone who's new to the hobby, maybe not real educated, sees a card, sees the glitz and glamour, and just, I mean, it is a great looking card, and a 5, a 3, a 4, whatever. But like you could take this card and regrade it and come back a 7, and that's probably about what a 7 should be worth, right? I don't know. Let's plug it in. Let's see. 5 sold for $1,350. The last 7 sold for $1,400. So that right there should tell you what is going on. That was an uneducated buy and an overpayment, but nevertheless, we're on Jordan Record Collection, and the purpose of this video is to let you guys know when a card breaks an all-time record. Next, we got another card that's sort of lurking under the surface, right? This is a card that's, you know, there's these Sky Rubies, right? There's these Star Rubies, sorry, that are serial number 50. The Team Skybox, all the great rubies that we know that we see in Tier 1 of the Cajun Cardboard hierarchy. Well, this is a little bit lower down in the hierarchy, but it's in there, trust me. And you can tell it's a ruby. It's not serial number, but you can tell it's a ruby because of the red foil for point mint at the top and for the Skybox Premium logo at the bottom. Check this out. This card's been graded 136 times ever in 29 years by all grading companies. That's rare. That's more rare than the Electrifying we saw. That's more rare than the PSA 8 Ultrability Superstar that we saw. And guess what it sold for last night? $900. This card sold for $900, and those other cards were selling for $2,300 and $2,400 respectively. This is an all-time record, and I still think it's not even remotely near where it needs to be. This is a card that doesn't exactly grade very well either. It's a single-digit gem percentage. BGS is given exactly this many. 0. Never. Not one BGS 9.5 or BGS 10. New all-time record there for a BGS 8.5. Skybox Premium Rubies. Next, we've got a Planet Metal BGS 8, and I've got 2 of these that sold last night, believe it or not. 2 of these sold last night for $810. That is not an all-time record. The all-time record is $826, but I thought it was worth noting that 2 sold last night for $810, and one of them didn't even have subgrades. Or at least it didn't have subgrades on the front. I guess it could be on the back, but I didn't look. But if you want to check this out, and we sort by date sold, this is an 8, a BGS 8. Again, easy to come by. It's a great card, but check it out. That's way up from the recent sales. $660, $550, $711, $810 is a pretty big jump. $826, again, is the all-time record. How many of these have been graded, you want to know? 694. So like I said, 8's not exactly, you're not hitting a grand slam, if your card comes back and it's graded an 8. There's over 230 higher graded just by BGS alone. There's tons and tons of PSA 8 opportunities out there as well, but it's good to see that certain Jordan cards people are buying the card and buying the pack odds more so than they're focusing or hyper focusing on the grade, because BGS 8, to be honest with you, is a relatively low grade. It's a relatively poorly graded card to be, if you look at the pop report and how many of them are graded above, there's a lot more cards graded better than a BGS 8 than are graded worse than a BGS 8. Let's just put it that way, right? Next, all-time record broken with the Upper Deck Predictor scoring. This is card number H3. This is a chintzy little set. It's not a super valuable set, but what happens when it's a Michael Jordan card? It's a PSA 10 pop 4. Yes, pop 4. Check this out. Here's this pop report. This card's been graded 32 times. Honestly, it's probably not been graded more because it's just not really that rare. I've got 4 or 5 of them sitting over here in these boxes. It doesn't look like a 10. If it looked like a 10, I would have graded it. But Pop 4, PSA 10, $750. This is not just the record for the H3. This is a record for any scoring, any Upper Deck Predictor from 1995 in a PSA 10. So the all-time record there for that card right there. Maybe those will be on the move now. Who knows? But that's probably a set registry collector. I don't think anybody wakes up in the morning and says, you know what, I'm going to go out and buy the best condition, the best Upper Deck Predictor 95 that I could possibly find. Nobody does that. And so my guess is this is a set registry chaser who just took a little step forward on the set registry by picking up one of only 4 PSA 10s that are out there. And then I told you we were going to start with it and finish with it. Not only did the PSA 9 break an all-time record, check out this BGS 8.5, 660 all-time record. It even broke the sales from 2023. 660 is the new number for this Vortex. Even in a BGS 8.5, the card is breaking records. That's it for the Jordan record collections on this Tuesday. You should be watching this. We're in July. Oh my God, the Nationals right around the corner. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Thank you guys who have been with me from the beginning. We're creeping up on 30,000 subscribers. I can't tell you how flattering that is and how much I appreciate the support. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, check out this YouTube description. There's a myriad of ways, a number of ways, a cornucopia of ways. There's a buffet of opportunities for you guys to support the Cajun Cardboard channel, and not all of them, in fact, very few of them involve you giving me money. But check out those ways to support the channel if you like getting these Jordan record collection videos on Tuesday, the auction recaps on Mondays and Fridays, and all of the unique stuff that comes in between. You guys should be right in the middle of a video series called Thunder Down Under, where I've picked up over 500 Michael Jordan PSA 10 cards from down in Australia. All of those cards are going to be selling. In fact, we might see a lot of those cards in future episodes of Jordan Record Collection. God willing, that I get some good sales on those cards on Fanatics Weekly Auction. But you're going to want to check out that Thunder Down Under video collection. Thank you guys again for watching. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. And peace.